The muscles between your right sit bone, your left sit bone, your tailbone, and your pubic bone are what we call the pelvic floor, okay? They're the muscles that hold in all your organs, and they're just the base of your abdominal cavity. And as you can imagine, after being pregnant, and no matter what your birthing delivery situation was, your pelvic floor went through a lot in pregnancy and birth. So one of the things that you can start doing early postpartum is finding those pelvic floor muscles and just getting in touch with them again, seeing if they're tight and clenched after maybe a little bit of a traumatic birthing situation or after some tearing. Regardless of what's happening, just checking in and making sure that you can contract those muscles but also relax them. So early postpartum, one of the first things that you want to be practicing is exactly that. And the way that I like to have people do this is by sitting on some sort of surface that is supportive, but also a little bit of cushion so that you can actually get, have that feeling of something pushing back up against you into that pelvic floor region. So I prefer a stability ball, but a couch, a firm bed, a cushiony chair, anything like that will work. So you're going to sit in this chair, and the first thing I want you to think about is the edges of your pelvic floor. So that is the right sit bone. So you're gonna kind of shift, feel the outer edges of where that bone is, feeling the one on the left, kind of imagining that diamond shape, thinking about your pubic bone being the top of the diamond, and then your tailbone being the back. So just kind of moving around in your seat, finding those borders, and then you can imagine those muscles from all those borders coming in towards center, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna have you do is try to contract those muscles. And all I want you to do, very gentle, nothing aggressive, not trying to force anything out or in, but you're just gonna think about that diamond coming closer together as those muscles just kind of squeeze and contract. So you can't see Lauren doing anything, but that's our first step, is just contracting those muscles, bringing that diamond all together. And if that feels okay, trying to lift those muscles up into your abdominal cavity, kind of like if you were picking up a trash bag and by the handle, all comes together and then we lift. Again, very gentle. Can you feel that, Lauren? Mm-hmm. Good deal. So you can start with contracting and then fully relaxing. Feel those muscles come back down into that seated surface and see if you can get those muscles to relax and lengthen and feel like they're coming away from your body and into your seated surface.
Yeah, and Lauren, I shouldn't be feeling my gluteal muscles.
No.
Right?
So if you feel like maybe you're not doing it right, I would suggest sitting on your hands, and as you go to contract your pelvic floor, if you feel those butt cheeks, those muscles move or contract underneath your hands, then you know you're doing a glute clench to try to activate the pelvic floor and you're not using the right muscles. And consistent glute clenching can actually lead to chronic pelvic floor issues in the future. So if you ever catch yourself clenching your glutes, relax those babies, okay? So a few minutes every day, multiple times a day, just, throughout the day, think about contracting that pelvic floor, bringing it together and up, nice and gentle, and then relaxing it fully, seeing if you can get those muscles to lengthen and feel like they're coming away from your body. And that's just a good place to start with connecting your brain to the pelvic floor and leading into progressing the strengthening of the pelvic floor.